Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to another Magic Explorer slash Pioneer video. Happy New Year to all. I hope you've all had fun and restful holiday periods. So we're back in the new year with some new content, and we're starting the year with a fun one. So this is Soulflayer, which is a new archetype in the format, which has been added because of Pioneer Masters. And it's a kind of pseudo weird kind of combo-y deck. It's not in the kind of upper levels of competitiveness in Pioneer, but it's quite good fun. And it's built around the Soulflayer creatures. This is a 4/4 for 6 mana with Delve. So when you cast it, you can exile a number of cards and reduce its mana cost by 1 generic mana for each card. And then it says, if a creature card with flying was exiled with Soulflayer's Delve ability, then Soulflayer has flying. The same is true for First Strike, Double Strike, Death Touch, Haste, Hexproof, Indestructible, Lifelink, Reach, Trample, and Vigilance. So it's a kind of build your own dominant creature, essentially. So the idea behind the deck is that we use a lot of graveyard enablers to put creatures with lots of keywords into our graveyard, and then we exile them using Soulflayer's Delve ability, and we essentially create a creature that it's almost impossible for our opponent to deal with, and can close out the game very, very quickly. So, for example, we have Zatolpa, Primal Dawn, which is a legendary dinosaur, which doesn't see a huge amount of play anywhere else, but it has flying, double strike, vigilance, trample, and indestructible. We have Samut, Voice of Dissent, which has double strike, vigilance, and haste. Questing Beast, Vigilance, Death Touch, and Haste. Nighthawk Scavenger, Flying, Death Touch, Lifelink. Sylvan Caryatid, which has Hexproof, crucially. Deep Cavern Bat, Flying, and Lifelink. So there's all kinds of creatures in the deck, which essentially, when they're in the graveyard, we power up the Soulflayer and then use it to close out the game. We do have a little bit of redundancy with this ability with two copies of Urborg Scavengers. So this allows us to exile a card from the graveyard when it enters or attacks, and we put a +1/+1 counter on it. And then it has the similar kind of gaining all the abilities of those creatures. So we do have a kind of Soulflayer equivalent, just to add a couple more of that kind of effect to the deck. Oh yeah, we've also got one Nullhide Ferox, which provides us with some extra hexproof, because hexproof is the kind of ability we really do want on a creature like this, just to stop the opponent having kind of easy ways to deal with it. And then we have our graveyard enablers, so we've got 4 copies of Grisly Salvage. So this you'll recognise most commonly from the Abzan Greasefang decks, but this lets us reveal the top 5 cards of our library, put a creature or land from among them into our hand, and put the rest into our graveyard. So a really good Soulflayer enabler. We can take one of those and just put all of the other stuff in the graveyard. Collective Brutality, a sorcery with Escalate, so not only a good way of dealing with small creatures, looking at the opponent's hand, draining them for a bit of life, but also when we can escalate by discarding cards, we can get some of our enablers into the graveyard. Fable of the Mirrorbreaker, 3 copies of that, so that second chapter on there, discard up to 2 cards and draw that many cards. And then Overlord of the Balemerc as well, which is one of the new Duskmourn Overlords. 5/5 for 5 with Impending, 5 for 2 mana. And when it enters or attacks, mill 4 cards, then you can return a non-avatar creature or planeswalker card from your graveyard to your hand. So it does a similar kind of thing to Grisly Salvage. And yeah, that's basically the deck. So it's primarily using Jund colours, so those are the colours of mana that we're using. We will almost never be trying to hardcast a Zatolpa. If we are, then things have gone horribly wrong. So we're running primarily those colours. We do have some mana confluences just in case, and Silver Caryatid obviously can help enable that as well. But for the most part, we will be only looking to cast red, green, and black cards. So the mana base kind of works to fit that. A few of the tri-lands, and then a couple of utility lands as well. Then in the sideboard, we have some early interaction with Fatal Push, Thoughtseize, and Pick Your Poison. So we haven't seen this one for a while, but a great sideboard card. Heartless Act is another good removal spell. Witherbloom Command. Again, you'll see this most often in Abzan Greasefang, but a kind of versatile graveyard filling card, as well as destroying annoying non-creature, non-land permanents the opponent may have. And then we have our Graveyard Hate. So it's all one-sided Graveyard Hate, obviously, because we want to keep our graveyard intact. So we have Ashiok Dreamrender, 2 copies of that, and then 3 copies of Leyline of the Void as well. So yeah, that is Soulflayer. As I say, not the most competitive deck we'll ever play on the channel, but a fun one, and one which has kind of shown some persistence in Pioneer. So let's see how it can do in the current Explorer meta. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. So thank you very much for watching. As ever, like and subscribe if you haven't already. New year, new content, and all of that. And yeah, let's go on to the ladder. Okay, so we've got Soulflayer. We have an enabler for some of our discard outlets. So yeah, this is decent enough. And Collective Brutality can do some work for us. So let's start with a Deep Cavern Bat. Ooh, interesting. So they are running Valgavoth. So some sort of Reanimator deck, I assume. It's good that we have so much graveyard hate. Okay, I am going to play Sylvan Caryatid here because I need the extra mana. Don't love doing it, but I think it is necessary. I would rather have the hexproof ability. Right, what does this do? Draw, then discard a card, transform it. Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see what's going on here. Right, well... let's chill for a second and see what happens. Well, I suppose that's a fairly decent target for Urborg Scavengers. Not thrilled about that. Okay, well, it's Grizzly Salvage. Take another Deep Cavern Bat. I think Scavengers is the right choice here, but so, you know, leaving with the Soulflayer isn't great either, to be honest. Yeah, tough choice. Okay, let's stick 2 Deep Cavern Bats into play and then chill on our Urborg Scavengers for a turn. Okay, Beseech the Mirror can go. So can this duplicate Valgavoth. Draw and discard, so they will be looking for some Reanimator effect here, no doubt. Thoughtseize is annoying. That's a very annoying draw. So, Collective Brutality. Let's take a sneak peek in their hand, kill their Deep Cavern Bat, discard Zetulpa. Just a land. That can die. Let's have ourselves a Soulflayer. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this now has Quite a lot of things, none of which involve haste, unfortunately. But it should close out the game relatively quickly. Thank you. Thank you for your thoughtful use of the Gaia Reach Sanitarium. Yeah, they are digging for a Reanimator effect here. Deep Cavern Bat by itself does not concern me. So, let's start targeting our Soulflayer with our maps. Take an Herbal Scavengers. Attack with the Flayer. It has Trample, so there's not a huge amount of points. Da 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 da. They have one turn to live. Then I'm going to eat the hell out of their Valgoroth. Yep. Okay, so yeah, we saw the deck do its thing there. The opponent was never quite able to do what they were planning to do. So let's stick in Leyline of the Void, Ashiok. I think Thoughtseize is actually pretty decent here. So we need to make 8 cuts. So I think we can lose Deep Cavern Bat. How do I feel about Collective Brutality? I guess it's kind of okay. I think Indestructible is less good than Hexproof here, so we'll get rid of Zatolpa. Yeah, sideboarding in this deck is often deciding which are your more important keywords and just cutting creatures accordingly. But it can be hard to know, particularly when the opponent's playing something a little unconventional like the Reanimator deck that they're playing. I mean, I assume it's Reanimator, they might just be trying to generate lots of mana, but... yeah, this will do. It's not the most amazing hand I've ever seen, but Ashiok is good. Show me your hand. Okay, so it is as we suspected. Well, we'll get Caryatid into play for now, because I'm not hugely fussed to go on some of this stuff straight away, so... Fable or Questing Beast, or Ashiok, or Collective Brutality. These are the choices that we must make. Let's get Fable into play. Start getting some of our keyword soup. I'm not seeing anything yet that makes me think I have to act now, so let's discard Samut. Actually, Atraxa in the bin is a problem. So they're going to zombify Atraxa. Yeah, I missed it. I did not see the Gaia Reach Sanitarium there. That's a problem. I'm not sure I've got any decent answers to Atraxa either, so... let's discard... well, Questing Beast is actually probably one of the few, so let's keep that. Nighthawk Scavenger does it as well. So we'll Collective Brutality. Taking a look at their hand. And we'll take Sunfall. Play Scavenger. Pass the turn. Not sure what... Could I have done anything about the... I suppose that I could have taken their Zombify there. Yeah, then that's what I should have done. Oh well, you live and learn. Right, let's stick back in a couple of Deep Cavern Bats. Take out... what am I taking out here? Probably a couple of Sylvan Caryatids. Go from there. Yep, that'll do. And ain't nobody touching my Grizzly Salvage. Ooh. Hello. Guess I'm taking a Soulflayer then. No keyword cards is somewhat annoying. So let's just Collective Brutality instead. Discarding a Soulflayer. Take one of their Bitter Triumphs. Okay, Overlord of the Bale Merc is pretty good here, so 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll take back... let's take back a Soulflayer, just because I will need the redundancy of some of this stuff. Especially as I can't get rid of this Bitter Triumph. It's just there being annoying. No hexproof either, sadly, so... well... No, wait, since that... Are these legendary? No, they're not, are they? Still no flippin' keyword cards. Oh well, we'll just keep... doing our thing. So, let's play one Soulflayer. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we'll play another. And now we wait for our overlords to come to life. Oof, that is an aggressive use of a March of Otherworldly Light. Sure thing. Just do some attacks. Okay, well, let's play Herbal Scavengers. Exile their Valgamoth. Get another Soulflayer into play. 1, 2, 3, 4. And at least we have some blocking against their architects. So we are building up some inevitability here. In fact, I think they're just dead next turn, aren't they? Unless they have something, because we've got 2 flying creatures. Oh, very good. Okay. Leyline of the Void holding them off long enough there. So yeah, you can see the core mechanics of how the deck functions. As I said, I don't think we're going to win a huge number of games with it, but it is quite fun when it does go off. Ah, so the opponent's playing a Glade Cover Scout deck, so basically 2 glass cannons looking past each other. What does this do? Whenever a Curious Obsession, eh? Yeah. Fun. Okay, we'll take the hit. Start off on our little journey. Okay, well, we'll take the Nighthawk Scavenger. Ooh, Soulflayer. That's pretty tempting, so let's get that into play. We'll 1, 2, 3, and take 2 damage here. So what does this have? Vigilance, Flying, Death Touch, Double Strike, Haste, Indestructible, and Trample. Yeah, I see your scouts, and I raise you a better scout. Cool. Okay, we do not have any decent answers to Scout itself, unfortunately, but Pick Your Poison and Witherbloom Command can both deal with some of the auras that they play. So we'll put those in. And yeah, we're kind of just hoping to get past them, so I want all of my big enablers here, but I don't think I need Hexproof. So let's lose the Ferox, 3 of our Sylvan Caryatids. Although, no, Collective Brutality is just bad here, so actually let's keep the Caryatids in and just get rid of that. Because at least those do ramp our mana and give us a blocker in a pinch. No. That's not a keep either. Neither is that, really, but I think I'm stuck with it. So let's put back... blah, 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 blah. Let's put back... Caryatids... No, let's just put quest... Let's just hope we draw into some other stuff that we can do. It's going to be a not very interesting game too, I would imagine. Yep, no land. Okay, the opponent's not doing huge amounts either, so we might have an opportunity here. So let's pass the turn with Grizzly Salvage up. Audacity, audacity. They really do have the audacity. Yep, we'll nick a Soulflayer. Then we'll play it. Let's take out Questing Beast, Caryatid, and Takanuma. It's Death Touch, but it's not indestructible, so that is worth paying attention to. So I am going to block here. Oh god, that's got... silly. That had first strike. Okay, we're salvaging again. Grabbing a land. Now let's, with a Bloom command, destroying something. Let's destroy the ethereal armor. Drain them for 2. That at least will hopefully keep us alive for a second. Now let's... how are we going to do this? Play Sylvan Caryatid. Soulflayer again. Let's take Deep Cavern Bat, Nighthawk Scavenger, and a Grizzly Salvage. Flying Death Touch and Lifelink. Oof! Oh, that is painful. That is so painful. Yeah, fair enough. You're gonna hand it to the opponent there. Okay, save us, Nighthawk Scavenger. You're our only hope. Pass the turn. If they have another Pick Your Poison, we're just dead here, so... All sheltered by ghosts. That's also a problem. Yep, okay. Yeah, just a bit too slow there, unfortunately. Made a mistake with the first strike. But let's just hope we draw slightly better this time and don't have to mulligan to 5 and only have 1 land. We can but hope. Yeah, this hand's not great, but let's put back a Samut. Opponent's mulliganing hard. I'm just hoping Overlord can get it done for us here, I think. No turn 1 scout, we like to see it. Okay, let's take Soulflayer, as it is the namesake card of the deck. Get one into play, exiling all of our stuff here. Okay, looks like our mistakes hopefully aren't going to cost us. Yep. Yeah, very quick match, that one. As I say, 2 decks just playing past each other. Right, we'll run it back one more time. I think that's probably enough soul flaying for one lifetime. Now, do we play it safe or do we just go big on Grizzly Salvage? Well, we are here to do the thing, so let's do the thing. Fear of missing out. Sure thing. So this is probably Rakdos Demons, which is the deck that is in vogue at the moment. Take a Scavengers. And we'll play it. What should we eat? Let's eat our own Sylvan Caryatid, give it hexproof. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Okie dokie. So I think Collective Brutality is the order of the day here, so let's do all three modes. Kill that. Target an opponent. Let's discard our Questing Beast and also another Caryatid. Fatal Push can go. Nighthawk Scavenger. Good. Very good. Another fear of missing out is fine. That I'm less happy about, but I'll just deep cavern Bat next turn instead. Fair enough. Well, you seem to be very good at winning game one. So the opponent is running demons, so we want Pick Your Poison for their annexes and their fables. Heartless Act is decent, Fatal Pushes as well. And then, what do we want taking out? I think Indestructible is less important than Hexproof here, because most of their creatures, although, yeah, some of their creatures, some of their demons are kind of big enough to tangle with our Soulflayers. Let's take out Collective Brutality and a couple of Zetolpas and try it like that. This is not a keepable hand. This is... It's not brilliant, because it has no graveyard enablers. Okay, Pick Your Poison's a decent draw, but we are going to need more going on here. Well, Zetolpa, you are here, but you're not really here, are you? I don't really want another one, to be honest, so I'll just pick Poison, making the opponent discard, or sacrifice their Fable, rather. Trouble with this deck, the quality of the opening hands is highly variable. See, another Pick Your Poison, but I can get rid of it, but then I'm not doing anything else, so it's not great. Can't believe I trimmed 2 Zetulpas and still ended up with both of the remaining ones in my hand. Yeah, that's the trouble. If you will insist on running decks, but you're a meme, Nick. So let's stick in Thoughtseize on the draw, get rid of our remaining Zetulpas. And a Deep Cavern Bat, and that would do. Okay, this will have to do, so we'll get rid of Questing Beast here. Okay, I can take my Pick Your Poison. So I shall respond in kind. Fear of missing out, Unholy Annex. Let's take their Annex here. It's their source of card advantage. It's fine. Carry Atted. Nighthawk Scavenger's going to have to do some work for us here. Obviously, they have a fable of the Mirror Breaker, why wouldn't they? That's quite annoying, to be honest. Not thrilled by any of this, but let's take away their Invoke to spare. Stick Overlord of the Bale Merc into play, then at least we're starting to build up our graveyard. Get back Scavenger, as much as I would much rather be getting back a Soulflayer. Okay, hopefully that's a whiff in the opponent's hand, so we'll scavenge, gain a couple of life. Now we're very much just relying on our Overlord to come to life. But they will be drawing lots of cards. Okay, that's that at least, so let's get rid of that. I think we kind of just have to go for it now. And hope the life gain is enough to carry us through. Okay, well that's a good sign. Because they're dead in a turn now. Oh, very good. Okay, we did get there. Three wins with Soulflayer. Well, as I suspected, I think a lot of players don't really know what to do with it because they haven't seen it around much before, but yeah, we'll take that. We have some packs to open, so let's have a look at our rewards. There's quite a lot going on here, so we'll start with the Foundations pack. Elves. Elves might be good at some point. Sometimes. Tied by Damage. Good sideboard card once upon a time. Hallowed Moonlight. That's decent in a couple, usually Azorius Control. Run some variants of that, run a couple of those. Malcolm. yeah, some decent stuff there. So yeah, that was Soulflayer. A little bit, I was playing a little bit loosely there. I'm probably just getting back into the swing of it. This is the first Magic I played in about 3 weeks. So yeah, just a couple of mistakes, but it ended up costing us the kind of the powerful turns where you like Grizzly Salvage into a Soulflayer at the end of their turn and then do the thing is always good. Overlord was great. Yeah, I mean, as I say, I'm not expecting this to see a huge amount of competitive play, but it is fun, and I always enjoy playing it. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. As ever, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.